Not my cup of tea. Not, I would say my bucket of cheese. I'm tired, okay? Why was I about to go knock knock knock? Hi, my name is Jizelle. I'm gonna be your nurse today. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, but in case you're new here, my name is Jizelle and I'm a full-time accelerated nursing student and content creator, and I make content on here about both subjects of the matter. This is my first video documenting my clinical experience, and the reason why I decided to was not only to document and see my growth, but it's also to share online, because as a nursing student, if you are also a nursing student, you know we like to research all the things, okay? And I have never had my heart set in stone on a certain specialty or job post-grad, so I'm always constantly changing my mind. I went from mental health to aesthetics to, I don't know, to public health to ER. My mind has always changed, and each time that it did, I researched everything to the depths of anything online. I Googled it, I TikTok searched it, I Instagram searched it, I YouTubed it. But whenever I was trying to search these things, whether it was nurses in the field or just other nursing students, like having a day in their life or week in their life, it was still difficult for me to find that content. So that's why I created this video, and in this video you'll see me go through 10 weeks, or well, I missed the first 2 weeks. You'll see me go through week 3 to week 9. This is my 8 out of 9 term. My theory is advanced med surg, so I am in critical care when it comes to clinical. I will be checking in with you guys before my 12-hour shift, after my 12-hour shift, after each week. You're gonna see me full of anxiety to feeling really confident. Weeks 1 and 2 I spent on a tele med surg floor, and all I did was vital signs. I don't even think I did meds. Yeah, so kicking off in week 3, let's go. 5:22 a.m. Getting ready for the day. This is a 12-hour shift at a community hospital, but this is me before my third 12-hour shift. This is me after my 12-hour shift. This isn't, oh my god, I'm so tired. I can see straight. This is me. This is not me. Out of the 6 of us, I am the most inexperienced. Everyone else has either been a CNA, LVN, phlebotomist, paramedic for years. I don't have professional medical experience, so when it comes to the clinical setting, I am very not confident. I'm very anxious. I'm very timid. I don't want to mess anything up. I was in the ICU for the first time because I need to get a patient for my clinical judgment. Patients for ICU is usually 1 nurse to 2 patients usually, unless they're super critical, then it could be a 1-to-1. My nurse had 2 patients. One was very bad. Definitely one of the worst patients I've seen. So many wounds, unconscious and hasn't been conscious. And again, it's ICU, so these are people who are very, very sick. Just, it breaks my heart because I get easily very attached. Recently, I'm kind of like, okay, maybe I'll work ED because very like treat them, yeet them. You know, you don't get attached to a patient. Like, let's clickety clack clack clack, let's go. And I don't know if I could do ICU. Like, naturally, my personality would fit into ICU because they're very like details, and I'm very detailed. But after that day, after my 12-hour day in the ICU, I don't know about that. It's a lot. Then again, it's also only 2 patients, which doesn't sound bad. You're like, oh, only 2 patients. But the thing is, these people are critically ill. So you are back to back to back to back to back to back to back. The other patient that we had, BP. Never seen a BP in my life fluctuate that bad. 90, 70, 150. And I was like, it can do that? Other than that is that I did get to do a lot of piggybacks. I got to hang a lot of IVs and do piggybacks, do IV push meds. I got to see some real wounds in person. I helped repositioning a very large man. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys next week for my next 12-hour shift. I was talking for a whole minute until I realized I wasn't recording. Anyways, it's 111 degrees out where I am. Let me clean you. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. This is me after an 8-hour shift because I forgot to film me before my 8 hours started. It's supposed to be 12. We got out early today. My instructor just wasn't feeling it. It's all good and dandy. what I wanted to say was today was my first time ever in an emergency department, in the emergency room, emergency department. It's week 6. I had no clinical for week 5. Last week we weren't here. So we're about a little bit over halfway through the term right now. I am hanging on by a thread, but doing my best. Emergency, I've had my eye on for the last 6 weeks now. You might roll your eyes at me, but I actually started watching ER, like the old 90s show, and I had looked up like what are the most accurate medical shows, because obviously like Grey's Anatomy is the most popular-ish right now. It's great, I love it, but it's not actually like realistic, really just like for the drama. So I started watching ER because it said ER and Scrubs were like the 2 most realistic like medical shows. There are things that I am learning from my theory critical care class and that I see on ER very much like there's still a little bit of drama in ER, but it's definitely like you get like the medical side, and I gotta explain it, you have to like watch the show. So right now, even though I've been changing my mind every single turn, right now, currently in this time on July 20th 2024, I want to do emergency. And obviously walking in, part of me was like excited, but then part of me was nervous because it's so fast paced. They have their flow, they know what they're doing. Anyways, yeah, so I hung a lot of backstay. I hung lots of saline, I did IMs, I did POs, I did IV pushes, kind of in the front of emergency. So it's kind of like the patients that are in and out, whether they're in for meds or they're like, I'm nauseating, I'm vomiting, I don't feel well, people who are coming in from ambulances and stuff like that. Like I had one nurse I was mainly with, but like also there was a lot of teamwork with it. Whereas when you're on the tele ICU floor, it's like you, yourself, and your patient. In the ED, other people's patients are your patient. Everyone's patients are each other's patients. And I don't know why I'm losing my voice, but anyways, I had a really good ass day in the ED. I do wish I got to poke someone and get an IV in, but I was also so nervous just because I've never poked anyone, and the last time I even practiced poking was probably more than a year ago. But that's how my week 6 clinical went. I definitely feel a lot more comfortable spiking IV bags, hanging them and getting them into the patient. I feel most comfortable with that. I feel more comfortable with drawing up meds, needles, and all that jazz. I would fumble with, have an exam next week, then the proctor, then the final. Then we're done with this and we'll move on to preceptorship. Gotta go to tutoring in 4 hours and finish my clinical judgment plan also and study. All right, see you next week. Happy week 7. This is me before my 12-hour clinical, and let me tell you already, I'm sleepy. I'm running off a good 4 to 5 hours of sleep. You know, it's something that I haven't not done before. I had a big, there's always a big test. I'm gonna say I had a big test yesterday. There's always a big test, okay? I was studying my ass off, and you know, that's something that I've done a lot in the past, and I usually do pretty well on the exam after, but advanced med surg is a whole different beast because I don't feel like my school prepared us for it in any way. I don't think my instructor, my professor, I don't think he's not organized at all, which makes like studying like super chaotic on what to focus on. Part of me is like, go to the ED and suck it up and get experience. But my body right now is so tired. I don't know if I could stand up for that long again in the ED. So that's like one good thing with the med surg and ICU is that those nurses, they do get to like sit down, they do get to chart, they have time to chart, and they do need to chart. ICU charts so much, so they do sit a lot, and I get really cold up there, which is why like I always wear my jacket, aside from the point that I hate my uniform. So we're just gonna chill hopefully in the ICU today, and hopefully that'll be okay. Bye. This is me before my 12-hour shift. This is me an hour after my 12-hour shift. I didn't end up in ICU or the ER. I ended up in med surg because my instructor put me and another classmate of mine in there because we needed to do a head to toe, and guess what, I didn't get to do a head to toe because I didn't have any patients that were really like good to do a head to toe on. My clinical wasn't too fun today, which is really surprising because all the nurses on the tele floor that I was on were out of ratio. We were 1 to 5. It was like, oh god, this is gonna be a long day, and I totally jinxed it. That was like the slowest clinical day I've had, like the most downtime I've had like on a floor. That's all that happened at clinical. I can say down in the ED, I got so much experience doing IV pushes, hanging bags, that I kind of feel pretty comfortable with doing almost any kind of med. She'll obviously get the meds out for me and she'll go over them with me, but administering them, I'm able to do on my own and, you know, take vital signs, do acu-checks, things like that. And that's pretty much what it was all day. So even though she had 5 patients, they were like easy patients. It was very like around the clock things all of today. That's how my week 7 clinical went, going on to week 8. Alright, see you guys next week. Bye.
Swing it over here, Mr. DJ.
It's week 9. Yesterday I took my final. I don't know my score. I'm scared shitless. After clinical, when I talk to you again how this clinical shift went, I should know my score. Either way, I'll probably be crying, to be honest. Pass or not, I'll have happy tears or depressed tears. If you guys watched my last video, it was a week in my life. It was actually week 1. I had my friend who's ahead of me who, you know, told me it was hell. So, and I was scared shitless. And now, again, I've ended the term scared shitless. As the weeks went on, I've got more burnt out because of my theory class. Just more burnt out whenever I show up to clinical. Even if the class doesn't go well, I finished clinical. And this is my last one driving out here. And it's only 6:30 in the morning and it's 70 degrees. As long as I survive this clinical, that's all I'm really looking forward to. Before, I was super excited to be in the ED. I would like probably choose the ICU, or maybe I haven't been to the DOU yet, so maybe something like that. But I'm just so tired that I'm here. I showed up and I'm here to finish this shift out and I'm ready to move forward. Yeah, I'll see you guys well, it's supposed to be a 12-hour shift, but hopefully she's nice and she lets us out early, so hopefully I'll see you sooner than 12 hours from now. I just finished my last clinical. Not ever, but pretty close. It was my last clinical of advanced med surg. Today, I mean, already from the very beginning, I was tired. I was still tired. I looked tired all day. What did I do today? I removed IVs, I gave meds, I was on the tele floor again. Yeah, I've been on tele for the last couple weeks, and I feel like at least my experience with tele and med surg is it's pretty like routine. Do morning meds and vitals 8, 12, and 4, and like that's the entire routine. Pretty much the day. So I kind of do like the routine, but it does get boring. But today was okay. It was all right. I'm just kind of glad that it's over at this point because I'm so drained, and my theory instructor has yet to post our scores for our final, so I don't know my grades still. Overall, I had a really great experience at this hospital. It's not even a big hospital. It's a small little community hospital, but still, this is like the biggest hospital that I've been in. Overall, I had a really good experience. I definitely am a lot more comfortable and confident with my nursing skills and thinking like a nurse and being a nurse, being with patients and being around other healthcare providers. I'm a lot more confident and comfortable and feel more competent as a nursing student and future nurse. So I am eager and I'm excited to experience more in my preceptor term. If I was talking to my past self when I first started nursing school, I would tell myself not to be scared of being in bigger hospitals. I understand being nervous to be in a big hospital. You know, everything happens the way that it should be. I really enjoyed my clinical group and my clinical instructor, so everything works out the way it's supposed to be. Everyone's timing is different. Everyone's nursing journey is different. Everyone's going to look very different in their experience and how they work. And at the end of the day, even though I didn't put myself into bigger hospitals from the get-go, I did what I needed to at that point, and now I'm able to do that now, and I am ready for more. So, do I regret not requesting bigger hospitals before? I don't regret it. I think everyone moves in their own timing, at their own speed, at their own at their own pace. But yeah, I need to go get some real food into me. Hope and pray that he uploads our score soon and I can officially know that I can move forward into my preceptor and capstone term. Hi, it's future me again, and I totally left that on a cliffhanger because I didn't find out my grade for that class until well into the nighttime that day. So in case you were invested in the drama, I did well in the final. I passed the class. It is currently week 1 of my preceptor and capstone term. So we did it. I will be documenting again my next clinical experience for this term and look forward to another video very similarly as this. If you watch this, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see. Let me know if you like this, and I'll see you guys soon.